My channel. I am coming to you guys from the beautiful Jamaica. I have a vlog going out and that probably would be out before this, but yeah, I really just wanted to do a video focused on things I've learned this year. It's not going to be a super long video because I'm boiling. It's currently around like 30 degrees, like I'm boiling, but I do want to come and share with you guys. Number one, I think one thing that I've really learned this year and I've come to peace with myself is understanding that it's okay to have your own space and to be at one with yourself. I would consider myself as someone who's an extrovert. Like, I love people. Like, the girls have actually seen on this trip, like I will start a conversation with anybody and everybody. I think I got that a lot from my mum because she loves to talk to strangers, but I love to find out about people. I love to be around people. You know, I love to learn from other people. But I've also understood this year that, like, maybe it's COVID and, you know, we've had more time to reflect and think about ourselves. That is actually absolutely okay to like be by yourself and like know that you don't need to, you know, go XYZ with this person, or you don't always need to feel like you have to be around people. And that's one thing that I've really appreciated. Like, I've gotten to know myself so much more because I've done things like, you know, taking myself out, just doing things like content by myself. Like, I've really gotten to like understand like my own strengths, my own ability, and like how much I can push myself as well. And like, I've said to myself so much, and like some people may find this crazy, but I think it's amazing. Like, I've said to myself so much this year, more than any year. Like, bro, I'm proud of you, because it hasn't been easy, you know, but like I've really taken the time out to, you know, get to know me, and I'm really like just so proud. I think another lesson that I've learned, especially this year, revolves around the statement of clarity is kindness. I came across this term while I was reading Dare to Lead, but like I absolutely like loved that book, and I came across this term like, you know, clarity is kindness. And essentially, like, you know, in this world, like sometimes we think confusing situations, whether it's like relationships or just even our own personal life, like being in those, it's okay. And it's like, no, I feel like I'm learning, I'm really understanding that you deserve to have clarity in the situations that you are in, and clarity is kindness. If you're ever confused about something, it is your right to be clear and understand. You know, maybe not everything we may always understand, like, you know, the path, like the journey we're on, but for most parts I definitely do think like I do understand the importance that clarity is kindness. And that really helps me with even my own journey of growth this year, because when I was really understanding like actually what do I want for myself, like this year, when I was able to take time, and I think it even took me a few good months to really be clear with myself, like, you know, with like my goals, like not what anyone else wants from me, but like myself, like my goals, like what do I actually want for myself. Like, I would need to be clear about that, because if not, I will continue like pursuing things that maybe others want from me, but that's not me. And I think that's important, like, you know, never to assume. I think another thing that I would say that I've learned and I'm learning, and I understand the importance of it, is traveling and like seeing this world. Like, the irony, how interesting it is that I'm like this point I'm providing, and then we're in Jamaica, because I honestly think there is so much out there to see, to learn, to discover. And sometimes all we know is what is around us, but it takes just, you know, going on a plane somewhere, or even just like going on a train journey somewhere and discovering something new, trying some, you know, seeing how other people live their life, because that like reading expands your mind, expands your potential. You're able to build new relationships and connections with other people. You're able to, you know, learn so many new things about yourself, which is super important. Like, for example, like this trip, I've learned so much about myself with like, you know, traveling with others in particular, but like also just even life, and sometimes gratitude, how lucky I am. Like, I made sure that like when I went to university, traveling was something that I really wanted to pursue, and I really understood, because I never really had the chance like a lot as I was growing up to travel. So when I hit uni, like I made sure like every single like holiday I would be traveling. Those experiences have shaped me so much. Like, you know, I have been exposed to so many new cultures. I went to visit my friend twice in Lithuania, one of my like best best friends. You know, you're able to like see things from someone else's viewpoint. You're able to learn so much about a new culture that shapes your whole, you know, understanding of the world. One thing I've learned this year is in relation to friendships and understanding that, number one, how important they are, like to nurture your friendships. In the past, sometimes I've struggled to really like, you know, build and sustain friendships, but I think now at this stage, it's like if you want to make something work, any kind of relationship, you have to be willing to, you know, put in the extra work. And I think I am now building friendships and, you know, relationships with others I'm so proud of, and I'm getting to really understand, like, you know, how can I be a really good friend to others. And I think in response, like, you know, I have some really great friends around me, and I think I've kind of always been someone who's like self-sufficient, and I'm understanding more and more actually how do I, you know, let others in and understand that like I can't do this life thing by myself, because I know I'm doing that a lot, okay, with being by myself. And I know I said, you know, one of my previous points is that it's okay to spend time by yourself, but I also think it's important to understand that we need people to survive and to go so much further than we could by ourselves. So I'm really trying to understand now, like, you know, how to be a good friend. I've been having like a few sessions in therapy recently, and that's one of the things that have come out and I really want to work on, is like, you know, I understand the importance of friendships, I understand the importance of sustaining friendships, I also understand the importance of knowing that like it's identifying the people in your life and understanding that sometimes, you know, as sad as it is, certain relationships may die out, and that's absolutely fine. I started this year with a real goal. I wanted to read loads, like I wanted to really develop my mindset and like, you know, grow essentially. And I knew, like, my brother had really encouraged me all the time to like, you need to read more, like if you want to like progress and like, you know, see the real self-development in yourself, you need to learn from the best. You know, it's honestly a lot of my growth and like even feeling comfortable enough to like starting YouTube and just putting myself more out there has come because I've read so much this year. I'm picking up great books. They have really helped me with my confidence, with my ability to even things like down to like, you know, saying no. That's something that I really kind of struggled with. Like, I read a whole book on like, you know, the art of saying no that I am now putting in the practices. I think the last thing that's really helped me like this year has really just changed my perspective and changed my mindset and helped me to expand what I see for myself. And like, I think a lot of us like really truly like limits ourselves because we play it small. Like we kind of just move through life like doing what everyone else is doing, playing it small, you know, not really ever wanting to take up space. Because when you do that, we've spoken about this a lot on this trip, but like when you start to do that, like even if it doesn't even have to mean that like you're out there, you know, talking to everyone, but like when you start to do things differently and decide that like, you know, like I feel like I can do more and I want to do more. Like, people are always gonna have something to say, or people may look left, right and center. But I think I've learned so much this year, the importance of like not, with everything you want to do, like do not play it small. Like at the end of the day, like I always say this, like you have one life. We have one life, my people then. We actually have one life. We have one life. Why do you actually want to play it small? Why do you want to play it small? But really and truly, like, why do we actually play it small? Like when we've seen, like, you know, like in the blink of a moment, like, you know, life change, life happens, you know, some people are here 1 minute or gone the next. So why are we playing it small? And this is the question I had to ask myself loads this year. Like, you deserve to like live a life, and I know it's quite maybe a bit motivational, but I feel like the people that need it, like you actually have one life to like build you or like be whatever you want to be. And when I actually fully understood the weight of that, I was like, wow, like no, so many things need to change, so many things need to change because this is my life. But like when this shift for me, like that I don't have to play it light, I don't have to play it small, that I can really create like anything I want. I think that's when this year I grew so much more. Just even first and foremost with my mindset, just like you're not fazed by anything. You're literally not fazed by anything because you're just like, even if I fail, like, who actually cares? Like, I'm doing everything in my power to, like, you know, actually live a life that I, you know, want. And that looks different for different people, you know. You have to understand that, like, this is your space, this is your time to shine. You gotta do what you gotta do, honey. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. It is so hot in Jamaica, like, I am boiling. We need to pack because we need to leave, and I've still got so much to do, but I really wanted to come and record this. I hope this really helps someone, and yeah, until next time, guys, bye.